Here we go. Now everything's lined up.
How do you start this?
And welcome to another episode of Locker Room Talk.
There we go.
My name is Ben, and I'm with
Tommy Two Tones. How's everybody feeling? How's everyone doing? You guys feeling good? I feel great.
I feel great. I feel great.
We have a special
the vibe check.
You're not even gonna let Josh introduce himself? You piece of
No,
shit.
no, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's good. We're good. We're
yeah,
good.
fuck Josh. All right.
Yeah.
We have a special guest.
I'm Ashley.
Hello,
I'm
Ashley.
very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta take it easy. Just relax.
Just max, relax.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
I like it.
Don't-
I like the
we're
vibe.
just
Very
chit-chatting.
chill.
But so Ash, so if there's
Yeah.
I'm
I got a lot of stories.
yeah, we're ready to.
I'm ready to hear. It's kind of okay. So can you like set the scene?
Yeah.
Like the first one that you want to go into? Like set the
Okay.
scene, paint the picture. Where's the landscape? Where is it at?
I guess I'll start with one that was at my house just because they were just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up, went downstairs. I was really excited because I got a new smoothie book. to
Oh yeah.
make new
Okay.
smoothies.
Okay.
So I was really excited. So I
Awesome.
went outside because it said that it was delivered. So I got it from my mailbox. I came back inside. No TV was on or anything. I was just looking through my smoothie book with my dogs right next to me. It was in the kitchen at the time at a little circle table. And behind me would be my living room and the door to the basement. And then where my living room is, there's a door to the front of my house.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting in the kitchen looking through it, and I heard a voice say, "Hello?" A question. I heard it
ask.
clear as day saying hello.
Like somebody knocked on your door and was like, hello?
Yeah,
Anybody
came
home?
into my house and was like, "Hello?" Is
Yeah.
anyone home? It was something like that. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And my dogs who are next to me, I have two of them, both their ears propped up, and they were both looking towards my living room area. And they heard it as they heard it too.
They were like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So then I started
point?
freaking out. Yeah, I started naturally freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I called my boyfriend. I was like, "What? Someone's in my house." I was convinced someone was in my house. So I was kind of looking around a little bit, but no one was there. Not, it was just a voice in the
Yeah.
house, but I heard it clear as day.
That's wild.
That one was weird.
That's nuts. Yeah.
That's like a tiptoe into spooky because I thought maybe thinking back, something happened with my dad when I was living at my dad's place when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I was sleeping, or I wasn't sleeping. Everyone else was sleeping, and I was just on my phone watching something, and I heard it sounded like somebody broke a window. Shattered one of my windows in my house. So I immediately panic. Someone broke in the house. I run downstairs. I flip on all the lights. I'm turning around the corners going, ah! Just try to scare the burglar. I grabbed a piece of we have angle iron that was just in a closet or rebar from the basement or something. And I just remember checking all the rooms. None of the windows were broken. Nothing was broken. The glass was on the stove and the microwave were fine. My parents were like, "What the fuck are you yelling? It's 3 a.m. What are you doing?" And I was like, "I thought I heard glass break. I thought someone came into the house."
Into the house, yeah.
And never was anything. Don't know. I paid it up to oh, I'm just crazy.
Well, you are though.
I mean,
you are.
that's-
So,
to be fair,
no.
it is what it is.
So that's
but-
exactly what happened. You're nuts.
But
Anyway.
I definitely didn't hear anybody go, "Hello."
Yeah. Nothing like that. Nothing
I
like that.
definitely heard voices. What's weird too is in my living room. So upstairs is our bedroom. So we'll be sleeping, whatever. I get up a million times at night to pee. So it's just that's every
That's
night.
routine. This is
routine.
typical.
I do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
every night. But this night I woke up because I heard something downstairs and my TV was on full blast. It just turned on.
Was anybody else home?
No, it's just me and him. We live in a house by ourselves with our dogs. So the TV just turns on. And what's weird is it happens at 3:30.
Okay.
And
Typical.
the
That's
typical hour.
Yeah.
The witching hour, demon time.
And what's weird is that it will sometimes happen for a week straight. And then sometimes it won't happen for months. And then randomly it will happen. And it won't even be on the channel that we were watching the night before. It will be on a random channel, and it will be the volume goes all the way up. So it wakes you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Sounds like it's trying to get your attention or for you to notice it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's trying to tell you, hey, we're here. Like, I don't know what it is.
Do you ever like acknowledge it, or you just do the like
Y'all
you try
got
to ignore
pizza
it
rolls.
as
I'm
best as
trying
you
to
can?
watch my show.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Sometimes like the first like couple times it happened, I woke up and was like totally freaked out. I like woke my boyfriend up and like I was totally freaked out. Now I'm just like, oh, the TV's on again.
Oh,
I almost,
that's
like-
so crazy to just be like, oh, it's happening
See, 'cause
again.
that- I
can
feel like I'd
almost-
be the.
Oh,
I'd
that's
be
just Harold.
I'd
He
be like,
does that.
I'd be like,
He comes in.
I feel like the first time I'd be like, fucking TV.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. And then like if it happens every night for a week, I'm gonna be like, who is fucking with me? Like
Yeah.
just freaking out.
I can almost like predict like the night before. I can be like, the TV is gonna turn on tonight.
You just have a feeling.
I just have a feeling, or like
That
my
gut
car will go off.
Yeah.
So like, this is so random, but my car alarm will randomly start going off at my house. And for example, one of the times my car alarm just like randomly went off, before it went off, I already started going to my keys to turn off my car. And then I was like, why am I going here? And then the car alarm started going off and I was like, that's weird.
That's really weird.
And as I'm turning off my car alarm, I go, the TV is going to turn on tonight. Like I knew instantly. I was like, this is going to happen tonight. And nonetheless, the TV turned on that night.
That's wild.
Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
Gives you the
really weird.
goosebumps. I love that.
I know, and I'm like, I'm like, I wonder, is it? Do you
I
think
love
it's
this
the house?
type of shit. I love
Do you
this.
think
It
it's the
doesn't
house?
sound like it's like a
Well,
angry or upset or anything
No.
like that.
No, it just sounds like it wants
a
to get your
cry
attention.
out for like you
Oh,
said, for attention. It's not like, you know, your car alarm goes off, you go to shut off your car alarm, and then your kitchen catches fire. Like it's
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
the blender starts going off.
Nothing like that.
100%. I don't feel any like, I'm pretty good
Malice.
at reading energy and people's energy. And I definitely don't feel any bad energy in my
Yeah.
I'm
house.
so bad at that.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at reading people, dude. Liz will meet somebody. My girlfriend, she'll meet somebody and like she gets like a vibe. She says she's like bad vibes. I don't like that.
Yes.
And then she'll see someone or hear about a scenario and she'll be like, "Watch, this is gonna happen." And then a couple months down the road, that exact scenario occurs, and she's met them for maybe 4 hours. Wild.
Wow.
It happens all the time.
She can also predict the future.
She's like
That's
she's like
really
she's
what
like a
it comes
psychic
down
mushroom.
to.
It's weird.
Fact.
Psychic kimchi.
Psychic kimchi, yeah.
That's a new handle.
She does psychic kimchi. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to blurp out her handle.
Yeah. No. But so do you feel like there do you feel like it's only at the house, or like do you ever oh no.
No.
So do you feel
Oh,
like you're
shit.
do you feel like you're sensitive to these type of things?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it might be sensitive to it. I think like,
Has your boyfriend ever experienced any of this stuff like alone, like just himself, or is it always when you're around?
he's, I think, experienced stuff in like my house as well as like his house in Malden. He's experienced a few things, but definitely not as much as I have. He like, I think that they, at least the ones in my house, definitely go like not attack. I don't know what the word I'm trying to use is, but like
But they send their attention towards.
towards me a little bit more. And same with like when I work like other places too, like my house, his like my parents' house, his parents' house, like all there, like they feel like they've always kind of come to me more.
Have you ever gone to see like any like a palm reader or like you have? What is the interaction there then? Like that's interesting to me because I 80% of the time feel like they're just charlatans, but like that
Yeah, so I'm like I'm very
that can also
iffy
be
with
like,
them.
it has to be kind of like an affirmation thing. Like you kind of have to believe for it to be real.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a
And I-
placebo
also-
type of thing?
Yeah.
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 Gazebo.
fact.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, I'm pretty good at reading people. So like before I ever go to one, like me and my cousin, we did like tons of research beforehand and like looked at the picture and was like, no, I don't trust that person. No, I
Yeah.
don't trust that person. And then until
Right,
we
'cause you
really
can
found
get that
somebody.
vibe like off a
Yeah,
look.
we're like, no,
Yeah.
this person's good. Like we know they're good.
Yeah.
And they've said to like both me and my cousin that we're very intuitive. Like we're very like sensitive to the stuff. They could tell. They get that from us.
That's the vibe I get. That's why I wonder, like, because I've been in haunted places. I've never experienced anything.
Really?
No.
I've been in the
That
place.
sucks.
I-
That sucks
No.
a little
I've told
bit.
the story before about my dad experiencing something when I was like one room over, but I never
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I've slept
the
in that
fire?
room.
Yeah,
Nothing.
me
Slept in
too.
that room, yeah.
Me
Nothing.
Too. Yeah.
So that is
But
that
also,
is-
there's a shit ton of mirrors in that house now, though.
yeah.
They say those are portals.
I've heard that they also keep them away because
Oh.
ghosts don't like to see their own reflections.
You have to tell that
But I've also
that story with the girl in the portal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but hold on.
that sounds like a screenplay.
No. This is actually a good one.
girl in the portal.
It probably is.
But
We
real,
can make a movie about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh, get on it.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, no, the girl with the portal was a weird one. I feel like I'm pretty sensitive to like other things. I have a lot of reoccurrent dreams that I could go into, but I feel like a lot of the times they come to me through my dreams. I have many from that. Like my grandmother, his grandmother. I didn't even know his grandmother. I had this one time, this girl, I want to say from maybe like the early 1900s, maybe, just based on her like her outfit with like a baby, and it was weird. So like my boyfriend was in my dream, I was there, and I could feel like other spirits like around me, but they wouldn't show themselves to me, but only she did with her baby, and something kept like leaking from like almost like the ceiling. And I was like, what is that thing leaking? Like, I don't understand. And then she touched me, and I was like her in her perspective. And she showed me how her and her baby died.
Holy shit.
Oh my
And I guess
God.
what it was they were in like a shower or something like a shower, and they slipped and fell while she was bathing her and her baby, and hit their heads and died.
Oh my God.
And so after I seen that, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. I'm sorry that happened to you, all this stuff. And I was like asking her questions. And one of the questions I had, because of the experiences I've had in like my own home, like sometimes I get like this really eerie feeling where like, I'm like, something's not right in my house right now. Like I get this eerie feeling.
Like a Final Destination kind of feeling.
Yeah, like,
You're
I literally-
something bad is about to happen.
Yeah, like I
Not
will
quite
be-
Final Destination, but
Yeah, not exactly.
without the final part.
yeah.
Destination
it,
occurs.
it will only happen when I'm by myself, though, when I get that bad feeling. And I literally have to, like, lock my bedroom. I'll lock myself in my bedroom door with my dogs.
Yeah.
And, like, it freaks me out.
Headphones in, T-Swift on. Like,
Yeah,
just
like,
zoning
I
out.
can't. Yeah. So I asked her, like, do I have any bad spirits in my house? And she said, no, but there's portals. And what happens is spirits will come through those portals and pass through, but nothing bad is in your house. That's what she told me.
So, like, you're good, but, like, be warned.
Yeah.
Like, you're good for now.
Yeah.
There's just, ooh, flies into the ceiling.
Beware! That's wild. I know in a lot of like native cultures, both in like Native American and like in the Ainu and like old Hokkaido Japan and stuff, they believe that like spirits or like gods, depending on the type of culture or whatever, speak to them through dreams. So dreams they're not necessarily premonitions, but that old like medieval king like who gets his dreams interpreted and they slaughter a goat and move around the guts and stuff like that. But like throughout history, that's been a common thing. Yeah, that's how they like would predict the future in like ancient Roman times and shit. They'd have like a psychic or whatever that was, like a priest or somebody, not a priest, but like someone who was in a religious
Bro.
And they would like
Area
interpret
bro.
their dreams.
no, they would like slaughter something and then splay out the intestines, and based on the layout and whatever, they'd like read it and be like, okay,
What?
rain is coming.
You know what? I actually
Rain
believe
is
that.
coming.
My roommate does that. My roommate actually does that.
He does goldfish. He just
No, just as you're explaining it, this is Josh just goes. It just starts looking at me. Just starts shaking his
Literally,
head.
like, not even like 2 minutes into your explanation, I'm like,
I don't think that was a 2-minute explanation, you piece of shit. No, but it's like in a lot of cultures, like dreams are like ways that they can communicate with people from the dead, or like they can find out if something bad is going to happen to somebody else because they understand these signs and these things based on what they believe and their experiences. It's just a really common thing.
That's what I was reading when I was reading the whole Dolores Cannon stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Gate.
huh?
Gate.
No, well, yeah, the whole gateway experience and all that stuff was when you're dreaming, you're kind of in that world. You're in that plane.
Yeah.
That's like when you're the most sensitive to, or most
you're most
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
To that, and like basically people in that, from my understanding of how it was explained, is that people in that plane, they know that you're not dead. Like they know you don't belong there.
Right, they're like, you're a day walker. Get out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a day walker.
There's like something
those are
about
scary.
you, like it's obvious that you're not.
Like, oh, you still have your life energy.
Yeah, no, there's.
I mean, they
no,
talk
really.
about that
Yeah,
in Insidious, that movie Insidious.
Yeah.
That was like a big deal. That's like a big deal.
Oh yeah, the spirit. What is it called? Astral. Like
Yeah.
walking
Well, the
in
astral
Yeah,
plane.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Astral
talking about.
projecting,
Yeah. And like, I don't know, apparently you just stand out, and they know that you're not one of them. Like, apparently there was a TikTok
Like,
trend
Jim,
where I was
you
like, if you
see
could
that
lucid
guy?
dream, there's a trend if you got into lucid dreaming to like tell the people around you that you know they're not real, and that you're in a dream, and they get really angry
Yeah.
and turn on you.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
No
Like, that's
way.
crazy. Yeah.
No way.
So if you go to them like, I know this is fake. What's the time? I know it's not real. They like get angry and like attack you.
Yeah.
And wake up.
I don't remember or not if I've ever lucid. I think I did once where I don't know if I lucid dreamed, but I realized I was in a dream. I don't
Lucid
think I was
dream?
able to control it though, because I thought lucid dream was when you could control what happens.
I mean, if you're good at it.
Okay.
I mean, if you're like amateur hour over here, I mean, if you're like a pro like me,
If you're like a dream bender.
I think the last
you're not one of
last
us.
time it happened to me, I was like 11, so I don't.
I have a reoccurrent dream that happens to me all the time. It's really freaky.
When you're in the dream, do you? Like,
I know that I'm dreaming.
You should try yelling at them and tell
So-
them.
So
that
tell
they're
us
in a
about
dream.
it.
The dream is
Is it scary?
kinda. It's kind of like it's just
No
weird.
sunshine and rainbows.
So,
Could be just like.
basically-
She's like, every
basically-
morning I make toast.
John, you are interrupting your guest, and it's rude.
Oh
I mean,
my
you-
god, this
you
fucking
did it.
guy.
You did it
This
too.
fucking
You
guy.
did it too.
Commentary
Literally
on everything.
he fucking started it.
I
too,
saw
so-
Josh watching too.
Anyway,
Sorry, go ahead, Ash. The floor is yours.
You're fine. No, basically, like, there's these people that are like almost like a war type thing. Like, they come in with like these guns and like we're in like our house and we know like I know they're coming, so we're all hiding in our house. There's like a bunch of us in there and we're all hiding. And I have this dream every time, and I know every single hiding spot where everyone's hiding. And I know exactly where they're gonna go. And each time I'm a different person in the dream, and I can't leave the spot where I'm hiding.
Oh Jesus!
And one of the times I was like the person that was gonna get shot and killed. And like what happens in the dream is they end up going to like a closet or something like that, and they open it and there's two people in there, and like the guy like points the gun at someone and goes, "Do you want me to kill this person? Do you want me to kill you?" And he goes, "Yeah, kill that person." He says, "Okay," and kills the other person instead. And then I wake up. And each
It doesn't
time
matter what person you are. That's the end of it, and you wake up.
I wake up every time.
Whether
And I
you're the
know
person that gets killed or
exactly
not?
who
Oh my
is
God.
like I know exactly who they're gonna do it to. I know exactly how it's gonna play out. I know where all the hiding spots is. And I try to like go and tell people like you can't stay in this spot. They're gonna come in this spot, but they have
Can't
it
change
almost like
anything?
I have to watch it play out every single
oh my
time.
god.
Do you recognize the
Like
house?
falling on
Yeah.
deaf ears.
It's like my parents' house.
What are the?
That's
Do you
Almost-
think that's
what are the-
actually? Do you think that's actually happened? Like it's something from the past that you're getting a vision
I was
of?
gonna say like what are the people with guns? Are they like modern day like soldiers? Are they like terrorists? Like are they looking like
They
World
kind of
War
look
II-ish?
like terrorists. almost.
terrorists? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you're having a link with somebody else who's experienced something. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, me and my cousin, who she has, we have a lot of the same things that correlate. She was having almost the same exact dream as me, and when we started talking about it, she's like, "Wait, this happens to me, but it's in a bathroom, and like we're trying to hide from him in there, and it's like the exact same thing, the exact same people, what they look like." It's
Just different
You need to
location.
find that house.
So it's kind of like.
You need to find that house.
well, she
in
says like it's
reality.
her parents' house. So
I
like,
think it's my parents' house, the one I'm.
so. Maybe like the location is irrelevant. It's just the
It's the
message.
scenario.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
scenario. It's using your parents' house.
Oh yeah, and then what was weird though is that after me and my cousin were talking about this, they ended up catching people in like Peabody on 93 with a bunch of guns going to like a location to practice, and they were all illegal guns. They were all it just happened like not that long ago, and they were also kind of you might need to cut this out. They kind of looked like terrorists. Like they looked like the people in our dream.
That's fine. Did
okay.
they get arrested?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Get
it's a
offended.
terrorist. Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
If you want me to cut it out, I
Criminal?
can, but I don't think you said anything wrong. You're just a terrorist.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't
terrorist
wanna,
isn't like
I didn't
a-
want to like group people. I don't.
Well, you didn't specify any race. It's just terrorist.
No, it's just like
Terrorists.
terrorists.
Right.
Terrorists
They
are terrorists.
looked like people who were
Gonna kill
angry
somebody.
and wanting to kill somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Causing terror and all that.
There you go.
Exactly.
Good jazz. The only I said all that good jazz.
Oh my goodness.
All that good jazz.
Oh my
I just
God.
got that just now after you said that.
Jesus.
Stupid son of a bitch. You derailed a really good train of thought.
I know, right?
It doesn't take much for Brady.
No,
Does it? That's why you gotta focus.
So, I know there's a really good one that I wanted these guys to hear with the grandmother one.
Okay.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
But
So
I feel like I'm opening up like one of those old New England folklore storybooks. You know what I mean? That they sell. at the
Haunted New England.
Yeah,
or something.
haunted, yeah, they sell at the fucking farm stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like hauntings in Massachusetts.
should have had this at a campfire. Just all with handheld mics.
yeah, you could like hear the crack.
Stop. We're gonna
Yeah, the
do
crack.
that now.
We're gonna have to now.
Campfire cast.
We'll
Campfire
have to put like a
cast
voiceover at the. Not
We
a
have to
voiceover,
do it
but,
in
the
like a
sound
haunted
effect
place
in
though,
there.
Yeah.
with a talk box.
Spirit box.
Sure.
Spirit box. Get your lingo right.
Yeah. Talk box is a guitar thing.
Fine. Whatever.
Brady, please put your headset on the mic and leave.
The door is that way.
You've been
I'm
voted
sorry,
off.
I'm not like a spooky guy.
Yeah, the tribe has spoken.
Yeah, the tribe is spoken. Please leave your headset on the mic and head out.
You've been voted off the island.
But I'm sorry, I should go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So the Mima.
The grandmother one. So it was when me and my boyfriend first started dating, and we were sleeping at his parents' house, but they have like a garage. So we were sleeping in the garage. It's like a 2-story. So we
There's
were
like a loft
upstairs.
upstairs?
Yeah. So we were sleeping up there, and I had this dream where we were in like this empty house. Like we were almost like, it was almost like we were looking at houses, and like, you know, like you go, everything's empty and you're just kind of looking through each room.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing with like him and his family, and for some reason like my parents were
Okay.
there. So we were
Interesting.
all doing that, but then everyone started leaving, but I had to stay in the room. And after everybody left, someone started floating towards me in my dream, and it was like a really strong presence. Like it was very strong. I was very intimidated. And I was like, hi, like whatever. I was having like a conversation, and she said, I'm Kyle's grandmother. And I was like, oh, like, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We were talking. Like, she's saying to tell everyone that I love them and blah, blah, blah. And one of the things I asked her was, do you like me? Like, I don't know, like, do you like me? I don't know. And
Like,
she was
am I doing it?
Yeah, like, I don't know, you're visiting me, so. And she goes, no. And I go, I was like,
shit.
I don't know, my heart like jumped out of my chest. I was like, really? And she goes, no, I'm kidding. And then I was like, okay. And then that's when she like floated away. So then the next day I was just
Crazy
like going
lady.
on my day. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I honestly didn't think anything of it until like maybe it was like midday. And I was in the car with my boyfriend. I go, oh my God, I had the weirdest dream last night. And I told him all about it. And he goes, that is weird. So then when we got back to his house, I was like telling his mom about it, and my boyfriend just brings over a picture. It was like their family at Disney, like there was, or something, I don't know where they were, but there was like a whole, like maybe 20 of them in the picture. And I picked out his grandmother and said, that was the girl in my dream. And she passed away. And what I found out later too was she floated towards me. I guess she lost her legs because of diabetes. And
Oh my God.
And when I was telling them about like the remark she said to me about like, no, I'm kidding. They were like, that sounds exactly like her. So they were like, that's exactly how she would sound. And like, she was very
personality.
intimidating. She was very like,
Grandma really helped you solidify it with his parents, though, for sure.
You're in. Gold.
she's good. We like her.
Wow.
But
That's incredible.
yeah, that was a weird one.
Floating.
That's like a very like.
And his parents were like, they're skeptics. Like they
No, I get
don't
that.
really believe in that stuff. But when they heard that one, they're even like, that's weird.
Oh yeah, yeah. Usually
They're like-
they're like,
They're
we
like,
gotta
I believe this. I'm not going to look into it. I believe it, though. This is real.
take it at face value. We're just not.
Well,
gonna,
it's one of those things because it's like the other stories or the other experiences you had. A skeptic can like.
Poke holes.
Yeah, I can be like, oh, it's just a dream. And it's just they can
It's
they can
your
bring
TV
it.
malfunction.
Oh, yeah.
They can
Oh,
bring
it's your
it back
car
to
battery.
like psychology or like
Oh yeah.
when you got up, you were in a dream state, so you set off your own alarm, or you turned the TV on, you didn't realize it. You know, all these things.
Yeah.
But stuff like she
Where it
never met
ties
the
into
grandmother.
Real life. Yeah.
Yeah, she never met the
that's-
grandmother.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And to be able to pick it out of a photo album she's never seen before, to confirm that was the grandmother, and to have
Yeah,
the
it's like my dad's Ouija board story from the Marines.
oh, you got to hear this one.
Oh, do I have to tell it again?
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to hear it.
So my dad was enlisted in the Marines, and he was stationed out in like San Diego at the military base there. And he'd been out there for however long. His wife or girlfriend at the time was back home on the seacoast in New Hampshire. And they had got like guys in the dorm had like started playing like Ouija. Like they just got a Ouija board and were playing it on the base and stuff, and they were doing it, and it was like working. And then like something happened, and my dad was just kind of like, I'm gonna step away from this. This is a little too much for me. He got a little spooked out, and so then one of the guys just kept doing it. Like he was obsessed. Like he couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And he kept talking to this thing by himself. You know how
Not a
they're
good
like, yo,
sign.
you need to play with two people. He was playing by himself and like just doing it. Like just like in the spare time.
In his spare time.
In his
In
free
spare
time,
just
in his
him
free
alone
time.
with a board and a thing, like just and I'm
That
like,
is
that's
so
fucking crazy.
creepy.
Yeah, no. When you're doing it by yourself, not for show, there's something happening.
There's something. Yeah. There's
There's
something
something
up.
wrong.
There is
Either
something
you're
up.
crazy or that's talking to you.
Oh yeah.
And so my
Maybe a little
dad
bit of
was
both.
at the time. My dad was on the phone on like a payphone talking to his girlfriend on the phone, and his girlfriend had called or he called her to check in on her or whatever, yada yada yada. And they're catching up, they're talking or whatever, and the guy just stumbles into the room and he goes, Roy, and he's like, what? I'm on the phone. And the guy goes, do you know John? They told me to tell, like, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, he told me to tell you about John. And he's like, or whatever I don't know if the name was John. It was whatever the name was, Kyle, John. It was like a man's name. And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, he told me to tell you to tell your girlfriend about John. And he's like, what about John? And then she hears this conversation happening through the phone because it's a payphone. It's not like nice. She hears the conversation through the payphone, starts bawling, crying her eyes out. And it's because like the day before, her brother, that guy's name or whatever, just passed away. And they just found out that morning.
Wow.
And that's what she was going to tell him that on the phone, but they were like just doing
But
casual
she didn't
whatever.
get a chance,
She didn't get to it yet. And he was like, "What, John?" And then she's crying. She's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "What did he say?" And he's like, "Something about John?"
I
He's
just got
like,
the chills.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah. And,
Yeah.
and so that's when my dad was like, "Yeah, no, never again."
Yeah. No. That's a no for me.
He's
dog.
like, I remember he's like, "You want to hear a real spooky story that happened to me?" And I was like, "Yeah, what was it about?" He goes, "It spans across thousands of miles in space and time." And I was like, "All right, I'm
That's
in."
the
What
way
an
to like
intro.
build the story. That's the way to build the story right
And he
there.
tells it better because he lived it. He knows the experience. I'm like trying to remember
Yeah.
him telling me the story when
Yeah.
I'm 11. You know what I mean? Like, that's
What if
Ouija boards though, that's like nothing.
No,
to mess
yeah, but
with.
that's what I'm saying. Like when the things come in and they tie into like real life, real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that kid who found the fucking plane where he died in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
like, that
that's
shit,
that reincarnation shit.
You can't.
Don't get me started
There's
on
I
that.
have
way.
a few of those.
I'll
Not
go-
for me, but I just heard a story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's the
wild.
shit that's like, okay, you can't explain it necessarily, but you can't debunk it either because
No.
like
Here's
how
the thing,
fuck
though.
would they know?
There's I'm gonna butcher it now because I don't remember the university, but they released a study, and there's thousands of children thousands
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
can
there's a lot.
that can like recant like Well, what my point is
Past
like
shit, yeah.
if you have like a couple, it's like you can maybe it's just
Well,
a
it's
weird
that-
thing going on, or
we-
like it's
yeah,
false memory or a coincidence, but thousands of times. And more
We've
than
talked
There's
about-
this one kid that like he kept being adamant about like I was murdered. I died back when I was alive, and like I know where I was buried. I know everything. And finally, the parents that
We're
were
like, "Fine,
there
fucking take
was
us
like,
there."
Go ahead. Where is it? So they did, and they ended up
Finding a body.
Finding a body, and then the
Jesus.
person that lived there, because the little boy said, "You killed me. You killed me," ended up confessing that he killed whoever was in the ground, and he got arrested.
That,
And,
see, that
and the
shit's
little
like-
boy was like, I got hit right here in the
Wound there?
scalp.
There was a wound?
That's where the wound was.
Well,
No.
oh, you're fine. No,
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
it's all good.
I hit it.
Well, there's like a lot, like that kid who was like the airplane pilot or whatever when he was like 5 or 6 or whatever.
He was obsessed with planes.
He was
or whatever.
obsessed with planes, and
Yeah.
he's like, he's like, I was a fighter pilot. He knew everything about the plane, the engine, like everything about it. And he's like, I know where I crashed. I was fighting these people, yada yada. And his parents are like, how do you know these words?
I was gonna
Like,
say it's like there's too young to
Yeah,
be like
yeah,
they
it-
learned this
but-
on TV or
and
something.
then they did.
but-
And then they
found-
point to someone who's real.
yeah.
and
They have no connection to?
They did like a sonar thing. People, they got a bunch of media attention. People like did like sonar, and they found the plane underwater, exactly where he said it was.
Wow.
And like apparently now that kid doesn't remember any of that.
No, they lose their.
They-
yeah.
They
all
do
these-
after a certain age or
Yeah.
whatever.
After a
Yeah.
certain age, it's
Yep.
just gone. It just doesn't happen. And that's we were talking about, like how like these kids, they can all have these these past life, these things, but as soon as they get like their first memory that they can remember as like an adult, it's gone.
Yeah.
Everything before that is gone. Like my first memory, I think I was 4 or 5, and I remember I was just walking down the hallway of my parents' house holding my blanket, and it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That was the first memory, and then everything around that is still blurry. I don't remember much.
Yeah. I think instances like that, it's a mistake. I don't think you're actually supposed to
Remember that.
remember, and then like as you come, like for whatever reason you retain that memory. I mean, like that's how Dolores Cannon found out the stuff, which with the
Could be like a force of the will
the
too.
hypno that too, because
They're
she's
holding
talking
on.
about if you do like the past life hypno whatever, like then you'll remember, but it's like super repressed in the subconsciousness, and that's what I'm starting to think. Like I think people are just innately a thing, like a personality, or like I think some things or some instincts are environmental, but I think a lot of it
But
is
like
just
people are who they are. Period.
kind of like
Yeah.
past life, like something within you. Just that's who you truly are, and you bring it on to like
Regardless
I
of
find
your
that-
scenario.
As like a child too, you're also more sensitive to like spirit.
Yeah.
ghosts
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff, like-
absolutely.
and then at a certain age, it's almost like they lose it. But I feel like some people don't ever lose that, and that's when older people think, oh, that person's crazy, or like they're a skeptic because they're like, oh, that can't happen. But
That's why.
it's like that spiritual connection is just cut
yeah,
off.
Yeah.
it gets like cut off. Yeah,
And they say that like technology and being away from nature also does that.
Yeah.
for sure.
And if you believe in the whole like fluoride calcifying pineal glands, it's supposedly
memory.
your connection to like the spiritual world. I mean, the more you're around these chemicals.
Is there
and-
fluoride in the water? Was that ever proven? I know there was.
yeah, no,
somewhere.
there is. It's in a toothpaste. It's in water. It's
Yeah.
in tap water.
I mean,
it's
I
in
don't
everything.
Eat my fucking toothpaste.
No, but
I've seen you do it.
you just
So minty.
this is good. I'm like, Brady, why the fuck are you eating your toothpaste? It's the kids one. It's safe to swallow.
Tastes like bubble gum.
He eats the whole tube.
It's like a Go-Gurt.
Brady, doesn't your dad have another story about like the lake house? Didn't he see
I've
someone?
told this one on the podcast before. Am I doing it again?
This episode's probably getting scrapped, so you have like 40,000 errors. So yeah,
What?
the one you told it on?
Oh yeah, that one's getting scrapped. I think you said this one's getting scrapped. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
just right here.
Yeah,
oh,
we're,
no,
we're
we're
gonna
just-
scrap.
we're just
We're
shooting
just
the
gonna
shit.
keep talking. We're just
We're
gonna
just
keep
fucking
talking.
around.
All right, so my grandparents bought a lake house when I was 5, up in Maine.
Yeah.
They wanted like a vacation house to go, and it's like lakefront, really nice property, whatever. But it's this old cabin from like 1918 or 1915. It's like an old house, and this guy used to live there with his daughter before, and then he passed away in like the 70s, and the house has just been kind of on the market ever since. And no one ever bought it. They bought it. They moved into the house. We've been living there for like a year or two at that point. My grandmother's very in tune with spirituality. She's very she's in tune with ghosts and all that stuff.
Your grandmother?
Yeah.
Joanne?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
she?
she's like super
She's
sensitive.
super sensitive to that. She's never had like a ghost encounter per se, but she feels things super.
Yep.
Super weird. She's
Is that how you kind of are? Do you
she's
like
all-
feel
100%,
things?
yeah.
100%.
She's all into vibrations. And me and John talked about the fact that sometimes you're just not in tune with the vibration of what there might
Like
be
the frequency,
There
yeah.
might be ghosts around you, but they might be on a different frequency than you are, and that could be why you can't connect to them there. But you had an experience somewhere else. It could be like a thing like that. We don't know.
And that's why I think I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's why I think when you take DMT or
Yes. I think we
shrooms,
had this conversation
before.
before.
I feel like our brains filter out all this shit, and then when you take DMT and all that stuff,
It's like
all
tuning
you're
into that
doing,
right wavelength.
and you're just lifting a veil, so you're seeing true reality.
That's why you see that kaleidoscope goat.
Yeah, and all that stuff like the machine elves and all these things that know everything about you. So I feel like they're just around us all the time, but
Right.
we block them out for a reason,
Is
or
that
we
where
go
the
fucking
birds
crazy.
aren't real came from?
No, I don't even think that's a true conspiracy theory. I think it's one of those fake.
I love that,
flat
though.
Earth. That conspiracy theory started as a fucking joke.
Yeah,
And then
because they proved it a long time ago
the what?
that Earth isn't flat.
Okay, the way he started that though, because they proved it that the Earth.
I didn't know.
starts
I didn't know
going
where,
off.
I didn't know where he was going with that. I really
They
didn't.
proved it. The Earth is flat.
Just pulls down shit. Okay, all right. So
Just know what?
the curvature is supposed to be seen at these miles.
Roll out a whiteboard, start drawing on it and shit. No.
Starts going off. Sorry, you're saying.
You didn't even make your point.
I don't even remember my point.
So
What are we talking about?
So we
I
gotta
need to
tell
hear
this.
about
I
his
need to
crazy-
tell this
All right,
story. Okay, so we were. So it was in the summer, towards the end of summer. It was July or September or August, something around there. And we were at the lake house, and my mom. And it was me, my mom, and my dad. And there's the living room with the fireplace, and then you go upstairs, and there's 3 bedrooms. It's the first bedroom. It's just a bed, 2 windows, and another window there, and a mirror on a bureau. Next room is a middle room. It's like a bed. There's the chimney coming up through the house behind the bed, and then there's 2 windows in the front. And then on the third one is a bigger bedroom, large queen or king bed. That's my grandparents' bedroom, and there's 2 windows in the front facing out towards the lake. I wanted to sleep in my grandparents' king bed by myself because I was a big boy.
And you still are.
I was 7 or 8, I think, because they bought the house when I was 5 or 6, and it was a year or 2 after we'd had the house. So we'd had pictures up, we had things on, but then people had heard things like footsteps and different things when nobody else was home, and they're old house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
It's so
old house.
easy to just wait.
Whatever,
Yeah, it's
Just
so
brush
easy.
it off.
It's so easy to
Yeah.
just be I'm not gonna look into this. It's
Yeah.
fine, whether they're spooked or not. But so we had been living there, but there weren't mirrors. You go in there now. They knocked it down. It's destroyed now. So hopefully the new place that they're building on top of it doesn't get haunted. But when we were
Return of the Ghosts. There's no
it
mirrors.
still will be. It still will be.
Oh,
Well,
well.
nothing's happened in a long time because when we moved in, there's my grandparents. After this happened, they just put mirrors up in every room, just mirrors on the walls
I wouldn't-
and the windows.
Mirrors
And-
everywhere?
I'd be afraid of
not
the opposite
recently.
of happening.
They got rid of a bunch of them and then put up more photos and stuff. But
Well, the thing is,
first-
I wouldn't say that it's been a while since things have happened.
it's been.
We've had an experience.
We've had
there.
some ghouly
I'll
experiences.
get to that. I'll get to that after I tell the OG. So
All right.
we're upstairs. My mom is tucking me into bed. I'm reading the children's storybook adaptation of the cartoon Sinbad the movie.
All right. What the fuck?
It's a
He just
DreamWorks
lost
film.
it. We don't believe anything he
Everything
says
you
now.
said, nothing you say is credible now.
I know.
That was too fucking specific.
You fucking lost us.
You know the movie where he's got all the constellations and there's that lady in the shadows with the book. I don't remember most of the movie, but I remember my mom was reading me that book because that was the only modern book they had up there. Everything else was a book from 1980 about sharks of the deep.
I can vouch.
Yeah,
I
no.
can vouch.
It was the only modern day children's book. So my mom was reading that to me, and my dad was sitting in the first bedroom reading a book, and he was just reading his book, and then me and my mom are in the other room, and we hear my dad just go, "Ah!" Just screaming. I like how I screamed.
Yeah, I was there. I can confirm.
And he just screams, and my mom's like, Roy, are you okay? You know, and I'm like, just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, me, little kid, and so we hear nothing. There's no response, and my mom's like now panicking because there's no response after calling out.
Yeah.
I get Roy, and she finally like creeps out of the room, and I was like, she's like, stay here, probably assuming that there's like a murderer.
What a good
in the
mother.
house.
Read your Sinbad book.
And she leaves, and I'm just sitting in the bed like for like 10 minutes, just alone, no noise, don't hear anything. And then they finally, my mom comes in. And she's like, everything's all right. Just go to bed. And so we went to bed. And then my dad told me the story the next day.
I would not go to bed after that.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
Seriously.
She's like, oh, no, your dad just got scared. It's fine. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I went to
Your
sleep.
dad just saw a demon. It's all right. Go to bed.
And so the next day, my dad told me what happened was he was reading his book. And then all of a sudden, he like, you know, your eyes get tired, you're reading whatever. And he like looked up from the book. And it's like dusk. It's not quite dark out yet, but it's like the sun is already set past the crescent. It's still like kind of ambient light out.
Yeah.
And he says there was this woman in like a dress, just like at the end of the bed. And he like looks up and he just just frozen in fear.
Yeah.
And then she just goes, shh. And that's when he screamed.
As you do.
As you do. That's an
not
appropriate
listen to her.
response.
No, he didn't listen at all.
not.
She screamed, and then she freaks out, and like she was like, he couldn't tell if she was like walking or floating or what, but she was like just kind of not moving naturally, like not like how a person moves. She was like, it was too quick. There wasn't enough like it just. She's like, it didn't feel like they were walking, but I didn't see them floating. It was like so she like moved around and then like saw herself in the mirror. And then, like, went through the windows, out of the house and gone.
When he first told me that, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed because of the way he said it. She's like, because he faded it where she was like Superman.
She like went through the window, like,
The sound effects and everything.
The soundboard.
Did you guys find out if like someone died there previously?
I think they did. I haven't been. Like I said, it happened so long ago. I'm sure if I asked my grandmother today, she'd be able to give me all the information. She's got it all unlocked. But I remember when it was like a big talk about, like when it was a big deal. It was like I was so little I couldn't remember all the details.
Yeah.
And all that shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of those things where I don't have all the information still. But I had a bunch of friends over. These guys, I had them up at the lake house. We were having like a sleepover, having some drinks, playing some card games, whatever, sitting around the table.
And I just want to interrupt real quick. Every time that I came over to the lake house,
I made him sleep in that room.
I slept in that room. And not only that, but we'd use the Ouija board.
Oh,
in
by
that
the way,
room.
when they bought the
You
house,
guys did a Ouija board?
Oh yeah, they want all the smoke.
So yeah,
They want all the smoke.
I'm hella skeptic. I want it to be real.
Yeah,
I want it in my face. But so fun fact, when they bought the house, a lot of the furniture was still in it. And again, this house is from like 1918. There was a Ouija board already in the house, and that's the one that we use.
Absolutely not.
Bro,
Sell it.
this,
Yeah, all right.
Sell
This
it.
red
The
flag
box
number
doesn't
one.
even close up
Put
anymore.
salt
It's
around
just a
it.
fucking ripped cardboard box with a Ouija board and a thing in it.
I
It was a
remember-
ripped
Red flag.
Ouija board?
It's
You
from like
were-
1960.
Yo, man, he's like, we ripped the floorboards up, and
Dude.
there was a Ouija board and a red pentagram, so we just used it.
dude, I remember. Oh my god, when we were younger.
That's a good idea.
when we were younger,
cool.
this fucking guy, he's like, hey, let's stay up until 3. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then he's like, we're gonna go down to the table. We're gonna use the Ouija board. I'm like, okay. And then we were like using it, and then nothing was happening. So he's like, oh, give me a second. He goes on his phone. He looks up incantations in Latin and says them backwards. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
I want the smoke.
He was like trying to make
Is there
something
a
happen.
demon in you? Like, wait.
He tried that shit too when it was just me and him, and I came up. He's like, let's play the Ouija board. I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, let's play with them. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, if you pull that Ouija board out, I'm going to walk back to my car and drive home.
Yeah.
It's only an hour away. I will fucking drive.
It's 2 hours, but you're like, it's only 2 hours.
I was like,
that's not my life.
I will drive. Because at least I'll sleep.
But so
I slept in the haunted room after that.
I did too. And
No.
I was a little on edge because of the story, because I knew the story, but nothing happened.
But there's like, just for me, I don't know if you felt this, But like if you go into that room, there's just something different about it.
It's like
Did you feel that
It's
at all?
like- it's like a
I wasn't
cold and
expecting.
distant.
I wasn't expecting
There's a
anything to
different
happen.
vibe in there.
It just,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
like
felt
there's like a
different.
slight heavierness.
It was just
It feels like the
different. It was
room is
weird.
being distant towards you.
Yeah. There's like a
Like you
disconnection
walk
from
in
the
and you
house.
feel like you're a little out of place.
Yeah. It-
And I
it's
felt that
subtle
too.
though. The
I
thing
felt that
is
too.
though, it's subtle, but the thing is though, if you know the story, then you'll be able to pick up on it.
Right.
Because like even him telling me the story, we walked up there and I asked, "Is this the bedroom?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because
there's
he's seen all
there's
the
two
he saw
bedrooms.
all
You
the
can tell.
bedrooms, and he's like, "This is this the one?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Okay."
Because there's this like, because you walk into Joe,
upstairs.
yeah, they walk into the upstairs and you go into Joanne's room. It's like nothing. Then you have the other bedroom,
middle room,
nothing,
that's
and then
where I sleep.
that first one when you first walk up, there's a little heaviness to it. I'm like, "Is this the one?" Like, yeah. I'm like, "Yeah."
No, I could feel that.
Yeah, it checks
felt the
out.
vibes.
It absolutely checks
So,
out.
so that was when I was like a kid. I was probably under double digits.
Yeah.
Now I'm 16, I think, when this happened. 17, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
No, because we were all friends, so I had to have been like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to have been,
Yeah, something like
more-
that.
Like about 10, maybe more years later. And there's some other things that happened, but I didn't get all the details about
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
it wasn't as like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, so we were all sitting downstairs. It's the middle of July. It's too hot for a fire. We're sitting around the thing. Normally, like when we hang out at the camp, we light a fire in the fireplace, and you know, my grandparents, they throw like paper plates and paper towels and covers, all the burnable stuff they throw in there. Sorry, the environment. They throw that in there and they leave it in there, and then they'll start a fire, and that's like their
Yeah.
fire starter. And so we're all sitting around the table with drinking, talking, having a good time, and I'm telling the story of this for the first time I think we had a couple people up there who'd never heard the story. And I was telling them the story of what happened. And as soon as I got to the part where I said the lady was going like, shh, the fireplace behind me erupted into flames. No, is that
No.
no.
You were telling the story. I remember this. You were telling the story, and after a little bit, we were all kind of just like bullshitting.
Oh, that's right. You guys were. That's right. I told the story.
they
and
were
you guys were
talking
talking
shit.
shit,
Yeah, we
about
were,
the
we were
ghost.
talking. We were talking shit. We were talking all kinds of shit. We were just calling out the ghost, basically.
Yeah.
Just to see if anything would happen, and then literally, right as we were talking shit,
The fireplace erupted into flames.
for like a split, like that,
like just
a split second.
And I'm like, calm down. I'm like, it's probably like the old coals from like this morning or from the night before or whatever. It's fine. And I had to calm everybody down because they were like ready to leave. They were like done.
Freaking out.
Yeah, him especially.
Yeah, you actually saw the screen door slapping. Like I was already out.
You're in your car.
You just see his tail lights.
Calm down. It's just the cameras. You just see my tail lights going. It's out the door.
Everyone looks at the fire, and then you see John's car leaving, and you look back to where John's sitting. There's just hat and glasses, and they fall.
Like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon.
He was out. No, so I ended up having to call everybody. I'm like, it's probably from like something else from the night before. I'm like, there's a way to explain this. It's fine. I talked to both my grandparents the next day, and I'm like, dude, you guys lit a fire yesterday or whatever? And they're like, it's been too hot. It's a heat wave. We haven't lit a fire in weeks. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
I'm not gonna tell
wild.
anyone this until everyone
I had
knows
to
this.
wait like a good long while before I told everybody, because I told everybody again, but I didn't want them to like find out the day of when we're all like tubing and having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was like in the, because I think me and
You
you
were
were
with
we were the only ones in the cabin with them when you asked.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other. We were like,
We can't tell anybody.
This dies with
we have
us.
to wait. Yeah, we have to wait. We have to wait on this one.
That's
But those, and again, I've never experienced anything, but I'm
I mean, you
around people
experienced that.
I mean that, yeah, but like, I don't know.
It's not definitive.
right. It's I don't know. It's like it's the seltzer water of ghost experience. You know, it kind of tastes like lime, but it's not really
not
like
it.
lime.
I have two kind of experiences, but they're not definitive. That's why I don't be like, oh, this is what I've had.
Yeah.
So,
Where did he touch you?
but so I was at my first like full-time job. So I was at my first full-time job.
Oh, I haven't heard this in years.
Yeah. So
This is a good one. You haven't heard it yet either.
so
I haven't.
everyone was like, including my mom, because my
his mom used to work there.
she still does. She still works at this place. But well, I'm not gonna say the place.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter. He's like, shh. You're doxing her. No. So I've heard stories. People have said like, oh, because it used to be a military base. People are like, oh, I've seen like a soldier. It's like a full like kind of translucent, like gray, white, kind of see through. Like you can kind of see through
like in
them.
fatigues? Like in fatigues?
Yeah, like the full uniform.
Oh, shit.
But you could see like kind of through them, but not really. People have said that. Like my mom said she's seen someone like kind of like wave at her, and then she kind of just brushed it off. I don't know. My mom's just fully believes in ghosts, so she's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen a ghost. This is what I saw."
Yeah.
Whatever.
She's like, whatever, they're there.
It's like, yeah, ghosts are real. The sky are blue. Well, you just keep it moving. That's my mom.
I'm on her page. I'm like, yeah.
Whatever. So she said she's seen that, and then I've heard people say they heard a girl crying in the bathroom. I've used that bathroom. I haven't experienced anything, right? So I've had two experiences. One, and you always wonder, like, oh, how are you going to react in a ghost situation, right? So I was working the night shift, and there's probably like 4 people in the whole company. So
yeah, overnight.
yeah.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah, the overnight. It's like probably 2 a.m. at
Of
this
course,
point.
it's always overnight.
Yeah. So I go to the offices. They have their own like instead of the main bathroom, the privacies have like these like smaller bathrooms. So going to the office, go use the bathroom. So this is how when you walk in, there's the door. Next to the door is a mirror and sink, a urinal, and a stall, all on the same wall. And on the backside, there's nothing but like a
Tile or whatever.
yeah, tile and a paper dispenser and that whatever. And so there's only one way in. So I walk in, the lights are off. So I walk in, the lights turn on, sensor and all that shit. So the stall's wide open. There's no windows or anything. There's nothing. So I go in, pee in the urinal, whatever, wash my hands, and then as I'm washing my hands,
Holy shit.
that happens.
Oh my God.
As I
What's the odds?
Fully immersive.
this is
40.
lights go out, candles alight, and we're all in black robes. No. So as I'm washing my hands, the
Stall door.
stall door just slams shut right next to me on my left. And like you would know if someone walked in behind you.
Because there's a mirror in front of your face.
Yeah, there's a mirror. There's only one door. It's right next to me.
You would hear it.
You would hear it full as like I'm right
feel
there.
the wind?
Yeah, everything. So I'm just washing my hands. I just hear, doosh, and like not like a bounce off. It just doosh,
Just close tight.
close tight. And I look. There's nothing under the stall. So with dripping hands, I just opened the door and I left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
yeah.
I don't need to know. I don't need to confirm.
See,
it
that's
is
the
what it
difference
is.
between you and me.
I'ma
would
keep
go
it moving.
right into that stall. Like,
Hello.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
Nope.
I wasn't scared. I was like, oh, that might be a ghost. Open the door and I left. Like I'm not
I gotta
dealing
get back to
with
work.
that. And then the second thing was it was just me and my friend Brian on overnights. We're the only 2 in the building. And it's probably like we end up staying late for overtime. It's probably like 3 a.m. And I'm working, minding my own business, playing music, and then Brian walks up to me, just pale. He's like, He's like, I'm gonna leave. Because so how it works is there's a clean room, so you have to wear a full suit, and you can exit one way and one out. So it's like a whole clean room, and then there's a hallway, and the hallway leads to mine, but you can access my room through the other side of the clean room. So he walks into my room, and he goes in his full like suit, and he goes, "Can you walk with me out of here?" And I'm like, "Wait, I can't." And he goes,
like,
"No, like
this is the one that I heard. I didn't hear the
he's
bathroom
like
one.
through the hallway." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, he's like, he's like, when I first gowning up, there's like a window. I mean, there's a door to his left where you gown up, and there's a window. And he said he saw a black figure just like through it.
Nope.
And then he opened the door, looked around, didn't see anything. So he's like, whatever. And he's in the print room doing all this shit. And he like keeps seeing things in the corner of his eye, like a black figure, like a shadow person.
Nope.
He just kept seeing like all night. Like, and he just like, like he saw like, and when he got the feeling like chills, and he finally looked and he saw like and he was like, walked into my room, "Can you walk with me out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we're walking back this way and we're just making eye contact, and he's just hauling ass.
Can we just
out
like
there.
leave?
Yeah, literally. And he was like,
I mean, very calmly got up from his seat, walked at a very quick pace to you. "Can we go?"
yeah. So he's like, "I don't care. I'm gonna finish the shift in this room with you." So he got undressed and then came in and we chilled and nothing happened. But it was like, he was like, Like
white in the face.
yeah,
Like,
Brian's not the type. He's not the
he's
type
not
of guy.
a scaredy cat.
He's not a
at
scaredy
all.
cat. He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't. He's just who he is. And then like he was just like, you could see
Yeah.
like the nervousness. He's like, can we go? Because it's like, and it's not like he saw one thing and freaked out. He saw something, saw something again. Like I'm gonna work. Maybe someone's going crazy. And then when he saw that final, like
When
he
he
saw something,
literally watched a figure run across.
like it
the
was really
street.
quick.
Yeah.
Like it was like one machine to the other. Like
And like
just-
he investigated it the first time.
Yeah, he was like,
he opened the door. Maybe that was someone walking by. Opens the door because the bench is here and the door's here. It's like a second. So
Yeah.
he goes, opens it. No one's there. All right, that's weird. And then like constant things throughout the night. Meanwhile, I'm just
then he's
listening.
like in the corner of his eye. He'll like look around and like see it in a flash, and then look back and it's gone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Meanwhile, I'm in the
I'm
room.
really
Like
up
try to
seeing
ignore
things.
it, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like seeing things. It's late. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then he looks at it. He's just no.
No, real.
Can we leave? That was his experience. And then like I had my experience and I've heard shit, but I've never seen anything. And mine was like, I don't know, maybe like
It
I
could've
walked
been
by
a
the
weird-
stall and I don't know, but like
a weird
No,
air
that
pressure
one's
thing.
weird.
yeah, it was just because you know like if you walk past something like a stall, if it
goes like
slams, it'll bounce off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit was like someone grabbed it, and I was
it's
like,
like someone went
yes.
and held it.
And there's no
Weird.
there's no way no one walked in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just me. You know, so I was like, it was very, and it's like it's a stall, so you can see under. There's nothing there, so I'm just like, out. I'm like,
See it?
is what it is. Not using that bathroom again, and I didn't.
I was like, he did it.
I was like, huh? All right, I'm gonna stick to the other bathroom. that was it.
That's crazy.
Josh, have you
I
ever
have-
had?
I really don't.
Oh, yeah.
Other than
The
that,
lake house?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was it for me.
No.
Wow.
You have any more?
Oh yeah, I mean I have tons, but I have one with my grandmother.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah, so she passed away, and we ended up like a couple months later, like we like wrote messages like on balloons and like sent it up to her
Oh,
type
that's sweet.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all like released it, like it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
So we did that, and maybe like a week later or so, I had a dream. And in my dream, I was like, I don't know where I was. I was like in a house, maybe. I don't know what house I was in.
Yeah.
And it was, so I know my grandmother's writing because she like would always write checks to us, but I would never cash them. So like her handwriting's on the checks, and I still have them in my house, like on my refrigerator.
Oh, that's nice.
So I know what her handwriting looks like, whatever. And it was like in like a pot or like something, and there was a note in there. And then it said like it's grandma can't communicate. And that's what it said on the card.
Oh, okay.
So I woke up from that. I was like, that's weird. And like I texted my dad and I was like, isn't that so weird? Like whatever, maybe it was just because of the balloons. Well, then say like months and months later, my grandfather ended up passing, and they were cleaning out their house, and come to find out she put notes all over her house of like little cards saying like whatever. She wrote notes about, oh, this is so like so and so's pot, or like this is whatever.
Yeah.
And
the
she had it
grandfather
all over the
remember?
house. So when they were going around it, they were finding these notes all over the house that
Yeah.
she wrote. And it was just weird because in my dream it was like I had to find the note before I could read it, and then it said can't communicate.
Wow.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Wow.
Grandma's like getting held hostage, trying to get out.
No, I think there's
Yeah.
like there must be like rules you have to abide by or something. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are, but
And like no, I mean like in the astral plane, not like you can't do this, but like you physically can't do certain things.
my
Something.
cousin had some weird ones too, but it was like creepy. So first there was one for me where I woke up. So like my boyfriend will leave in the morning.
Yeah.
Like pretty early, like 4 a.m, and I will go back to sleep after. And I usually go on his side of the bed. And sometimes when that happens, I sometimes get that feeling like something's
bad,
off, you
yeah.
know? So I'll lock my door with my dogs in there. So that was one of those days where I was like, I feel off, like something's not right. So I locked my door. I was like starting to fall back asleep, but I was still awake. And all of a sudden I heard like a loud noise downstairs, like full, like my dogs heard it, I heard it. but I couldn't move. It was almost like a sleep paralysis, and I couldn't move.
Oh boy.
I've never experienced that, and everything
I've
I've
had,
had
like-
from everybody is like it's awful.
I've
It's
had-
awful
It was
and terrifying.
weird.
I've had you're only supposed to have like once or twice in your life. I've had it about 30 to 40 times in my
That's
lifetime.
wild.
Because you
Not
used
even
to
kidding.
not sleep, and then you did nothing but sleep for like on and off for like.
No, I don't even
4
know.
years.
Like, I don't know what it is. But the thing about it is, if you have sleep paralysis, you can easily do like lucid dreaming and all that shit.
Yeah,
So like, I gotta take advantage of it. My immediate thing is to
you
like
gotta do it.
wake up. But I've had it so much to the point where if I do see like, you know, I've seen like the girl with the black hair and all that crazy stuff, and like, I've seen these things, but I've had it so much that I'm not scared. So when I
Yeah.
do see hallucinations, I'm just annoyed
You're
that
like, that's just a guy. I want to wake up.
yeah, no, it's really, I'm just at the point where I'm annoyed that I'm having sleep
That's
paralysis.
happened
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, well, that happened to me, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. You might need to cut out. But I was like, my gun is underneath the bed. Like,
Yeah.
I need to get my gun. Like, that's all I could think about was like, I need my gun. Someone's in my house. Someone's in my house.
yeah.
You got a
And-
permit?
Huh? Yeah.
All right. then good.
So that's all I could think
Got a
about.
permit?
And I almost like, it was almost like I could see like a black figure, like someone was in my room type
Yeah.
thing. Like, it was the
Just like a
weirdest thing.
shadow man.
Yeah. So weeks later, I was talking to my cousin, who like we're very like close with our like weird witchy dreams.
No, you guys connect on that level.
Yeah. So I was talking to her, and I guess around that same time, she had a dream that. So one of them, the devil was standing in her doorway, and
Yo,
Holy
the devil like
shit.
The devil or like a demon?
the devil.
Oh shit!
And she
like
said that
the
she
big
could
L.
hear she could hear him like laughing at her because she was trying to recite the Our Father but couldn't remember it. So she started freaking out and she got
Why
her
did I
phone.
laugh?
Probably because you're like,
You have
it's like a
Ouija
nervous
boards.
laugh.
No,
you do
I
Ouija
thought that was
boards, that's
genuinely
why.
funny.
Yeah,
enough,
because
like,
you are a demon.
Yeah.
That's why. He's like, that was me.
How do you forget the Our Father? Who are?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, she went next to her bed to like look up the Our Father as he's like laughing at her.
Oh my gosh.
So the next day when she woke up, she's like, that was weird. Like, what the fuck was that? She
Yeah.
got her phone and the Our Father was pulled up on her phone. Like, she was really trying to look it up.
Oh my
That might not be a
god.
dream.
So, but,
Yo, I just
got chills.
Yeah. And what also happened to her that same week when I also felt this energy was there was, I believe, the demon again, or the devil again, came up to her. I don't know exactly how it happened, but it scratched her across the chest. And when she woke up the next morning, she had scratches on her chest. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like 3 of them on her. Yeah.
Do you have like an animal in the house?
No. Well, she has a dog. That's a lie. She has a dog. But no.
Not like.
I think
His
it's
name's
very
Dave.
distinct.
He's the cutest little.
Very, yeah.
It'd be like if I had like 3 big claw marks across my thing, and someone's like, "But do you have a dog in your house?" I'm like, "I have a 10-pound Chihuahua."
Yeah.
It's not the same. They can't do that unless she was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very, very weird.
Ooh, I don't.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't.
Is it? It's. I feel weird about this stuff because it gets me really excited because I want it.
Want an
it
experience?
so
Me too.
bad.
That's
I
not
do
when it
too.
goes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not when
Yep.
I would
Yep.
have.
Those
I'd be
hunt.
I
down
would
to going
happily
somewhere.
take 10 years off my life to meet a demon. That would be so cool. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Just to
I don't know
get
about
some
that.
sort of like. Oh,
This is the fucking.
this is terrifying.
What, do you want to interview him?
This is the fucking
No, I
Latin
just
kid.
wanna-
He'll be like,
This is the Latin
"Excuse
kid
me,
coming
I
out.
just want to like see it and know that like within like the core of my being, like, oh, that's real.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? Because
No, he wants to have our new guest next week. Oh, who's it? Lucifer.
It's
I have a guest for next week. Oh, what's their name?
we
They're looking nice.
so we're gonna have Louis on the
He wants,
podcast.
he wants to talk to us
Louis.
about a business deal.
A business deal.
My boyfriend had a really weird dream about me in the dream. It was like, so can I say it? So he had a dream that it was like a normal day. Like
Yeah.
we were just going on about our day. And I had to leave to go to the grocery store.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I went to the grocery store and didn't come back for like hours and hours and hours. And when I came back, he was like, "Where were you? Like, what, like, I don't understand where you were. And I was like, nothing. Like, I was acting really weird. And then I don't know exactly what he did, but he like did something that was like, no, Ashley, like what's going on? What did you do? And I started like acting really weird, and my eyes went black, and I started talking in like a demon, like in like Latin tongue, like that type thing. Yeah, like something creepy and weird. And
Yeah.
The only Latin I know is religious, so I can't be like, in nomine Patris, Filii Sancti.
Yeah, just something.
Filii Spiritus Sancti.
It's like SpongeBob when he's But yeah, I started talking in like weird demon, and this is where did you try to choke me? So he tried to like choke me, I guess.
Assault.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
When he's like, stop it!
Yeah, he was like, this isn't you, like, where's Ashley type thing.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to like get sage and like in his dream go around the whole house with sage. And at this point he knew that like it was a dream, but in his head he was like, I have to stay dreaming and finish saging the house or something bad's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, and this was in our house that we're living at right now, in his dream as well.
Oh.
So he's hitting every spot.
And he woke up that night. It was at night, and of course he woke up at like 3:30 a.m.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep,
yeah.
that's how it
And I
works.
woke
It's
up 'cause I
always
felt him
3:30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he was like, you were trying to wake me up? Why don't you just come here and just say it? Come here.
Yeah, just come along.
Come here.
You can tell the story.
Because I don't remember it exactly. But basically, I think he was trying to wake me up, and I wouldn't wake up.
Yeah.
And then finally I did, and he was like, I had the craziest dream. I just need to make sure you're you, basically.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Although I sleep like a log, so if I was you in that situation, I would just out.
Yeah.
You've tried to wake me up.
I can
before.
attest to
think
that because he's lived with like when
I lived with
him,
both of you.
I'm like trying to
Yeah.
wake his ass up.
Oh yeah.
No, you guys could shake me. I've been slapped in the face while
Yeah.
I'm sleeping.
I've done that.
nothing, dude. Just out.
Yeah.
I hit him.
I've slapped him in the face.
I'm usually a super light sleeper. Like, I can wake up.
Oh, so that's weird then.
Yeah, the fact he couldn't wake me up was weird.
Oh yeah, that is
I
weird.
can wake up to like my dogs walking around the house.
Someone could shoot my girlfriend next to me, and I don't think I'd wake up.
Jesus
I
Christ.
sleep heavy, like a sack of bricks of lead, like a sack of lead bricks. It's bad.
Yeah, you would not do well if someone broke into the house.
No, I'd do terribly in the military.
He'd wake up to like an empty house. Like,
The base
Everything's
is on
blown up
fire.
around you.
Liz is just.
Oh my god.
It's just me and the dog. Because who could kill Biscuit?
I don't know. This is
Baby. Josh could.
What about the dogs? Did you ever notice any weird things about them? Kaiser and
Yeah.
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
a dog named Kaiser? Like
Yeah.
the roll?
Huh?
Like the roll.
Oh,
a
that
Kaiser
is a
roll.
rule. I didn't know that at the time. Kaiser actually means king in like German or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like the roll though.
but no.
It's the king's roll. That is a roll.
I remember one night my friend was sleeping over, and at the time her mom was dying of cancer.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, that's really sad.
Yeah.
But so I remember she was sleeping next door, and she was having a dream about there was a guy in the house, like in my house that we were sleeping at, and he was in the hallway, and she was talking to my boyfriend across the hall into our bedroom saying, do you see this guy? And she was like, my boyfriend's like, yeah, I see him, just ignore him.
Just
like,
ignore.
yeah.
Don't worry about
Don't
him,
worry about
Nima. He's
It's
fine.
just
He's
a
with
guy.
me.
Yeah, it's fine. So we all were just like ignoring him. We like went downstairs, and then like the figure went downstairs, I guess, and like was kind of like we were just trying to ignore it.
And he was just kind of like rummaging about the house.
Yeah, we were just like whatever. So at this time, my dog was going crazy, like barking, crying. I let him out like 3 separate times, trying to I thought he had to go to the bathroom. Like, I was like, what is going on? Why is he like this? I literally started crying at one point and was like, Kyle, can you do something about the dog? Because like he's going crazy.
Like you're
I
having
can't-
this dream when your dog is freaking out while it's happening.
My friend was having this
No,
dream.
her friend was having the dream. She was in real life.
In real life, trying to
calm
get my
down.
dog to calm down.
Oh,
and he was
shit.
freaking out. So then the next morning, I was telling my friend about this, and she said, "Oh, that's really weird because I had this dream, and when my dog finally stopped freaking out is when she woke up and looked at her phone and said, she said, this is the time it stopped." And I was like, "That's the time my dog stopped freaking out."
Oh shit.
Yeah.
God.
And then she had like a dream right after that, like about her mom, and then she started freaking out because she was like, "Did she pass while I was
Oh,
gone?"
jeez.
She
my
didn't, so that's
goodness.
That's
good.
good. That's good.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's,
no, that my dogs are
that's an
definitely.
See, there's so many.
Anxiety-inducing
Yeah,
night right
there's so
there.
many like things.
The
that
real
happen.
world tie-ins are where I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, that's what makes it. That's what makes it so intriguing. It's like
Yeah.
real things start to connect with it. You know.
exciting.
I just remember it being awful. My dog couldn't just shut up. I was like, "Please stop!" But when I found that out the next day, it was wild.
Well, they
So,
say
like-
animals are sensitive to that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why,
yeah.
Like that, like the whole thing about like horses getting spooked by ghosts at night in like the Wild West and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, were you guys there for? Like, I heard the Trevor thing, Trevor's brother's house.
I'm not familiar.
House?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I was not. There.
Wasn't it you? There's like a figure above you or something.
Was not Josh.
Who was it?
It
Brian.
wasn't me.
Who was it?
I know you have
Brian.
like no story.
Yeah, I
Josh is like
not interested.
spiritually deaf.
what?
He's just
He's forcefully unattuned.
Not that I haven't been trying. I want to go to like haunted places.
Me and Josh are in the same boat where we want it. He just doesn't want it as bad, apparently.
He's
I
a,
wouldn't
he's
mind
a spooky
doing that
pick
either,
me.
though. Like we should go to like a
It would
actual
be
haunted house.
It would be so
whatever.
much fun. It would be so much fun.
The only thing that scares me is I don't want anything getting attached to me.
Oh yeah, you don't want to bring anything back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
my
do.
fear. I know this motherfucker
I
does.
do. I just
You
want
don't
it.
care.
I don't.
You do. You want it until it happens to you, and then you're like,
And then I go
shit.
crazy, and then I'm in the stories, whatever.
And then you are in a mental ward because
And then I'm in the next Conjuring movie. It's fine.
yeah.
And now I'm a demon, so
Well, maybe I could strike up a deal, get this podcast up on the fucking boards.
No one will want to work with you at that point. They're gonna be like, he's a demon.
I feel like everyone in Hollywood has a demon.
Probably.
Well, they sell their souls.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The
So they're like,
Illuminati.
welcome, brother.
Yeah, you see Doja Cat and the whole like get up in the weird like.
I have to send you.
You
this
don't shame that
TikTok.
woman.
No, did you see that though? Her like party, they had all the masks and everything, and
The
like,
masquerade party?
yeah, they had all this like weird stuff and like rituals and stuff. I'm like, oh, she's gone. She's sold.
That was like, who was that rapper that he was like doing? I don't know what on stage, and all these people were like dying.
Oh, that was
Scott. something.
Travis Scott?
Travis Scott.
Astroworld.
Astroworld.
Yeah, he's doing like all these weird like demonic things on the stage. People started
And like
dying.
people started dying,
And
and,
they
he was
started
like
going
watching
like
them die
absolutely
and not
insane,
helping him,
and
Yeah.
started like and people
stampeding people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the gate to like his album cover was like the giant, like his mouth opening, and then like there's a painting of like the gates of hell. It's like someone's giant mouth opening, people leading souls and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, people were like, "It's the way to." They're like, if you go to Astroworld, you're going to hell. That's what you're being transported. Your souls are being stolen. That was a whole lot of stuff I saw about that. I was just more concerned about the genuine disregard for people's lives
Yeah.
by the security and
right?
staff.
Yeah.
Because there were like people that were on his staff that are like, "Stop the fucking show.
Yeah, and he kept going.
Stop!" And he's just like in a trance, just gone.
Yeah.
No.
And Kylie Jenner was like videotaping.
oh yeah.
Well, that's just because she's awful. I don't think that has anything to do with anything other than her being like,
She's awful.
And I
whatever
mean,
the rich person version of World Star is. You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
and Drake missed the whole thing because he popped half his Annie and he was out like a light. Out like a light.
like a light.
Yeah.
Funny.
But there's one more thing I wanted to say.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Well, I wasn't pouring. I would have remembered. Oh yeah. I swear I thought it was you guys at Jared's house.
No.
No.
I think I heard
I've
about
heard,
this
me and him
story.
have both heard, and I'm pretty sure it's Brian.
Yeah, because someone saw like a figure standing above him.
It was either Brian or Heather.
So our friend Trevor, his brother's house is supposed to be super haunted.
Super, apparently.
Super, yeah. And I think I saw something, but I can't
slept on
confirm it.
They might have saw something over one of our people's,
Yeah, I think
but-
it was Brian.
but I know that I've slept in that house numerous times, and I've never.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I've never.
Maybe the three of us are we're going to be ghost hunting and shit, and nothing's going to happen.
Oh, that would be so lame.
Like, you walk into the room, the ghosts just walk out the room.
You're like, bye.
I sense pick me energy. Let's get out of here. But apparently,
So funny. That's dumb funny.
but apparently they saw like a figure. I thought it was you, but I guess maybe Brian. They saw like, I thought it must have been Brian. It was like,
I
thought
know who it was.
Who was it?
I know who it was. It was Steven.
Oh,
It was Steven.
Steven who saw it or sleeping.
Steven, I think, was the one who saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was someone was sleeping on the ground, and they're like, "Oh, I felt super cold all night," and it's, I guess it was Steven. Steven like woke up and saw someone above the person sleeping on the ground, but they thought it was Brian or someone fucking with that person. So they went back to sleep, and everyone was like, "No, no one did that."
No one woke up.
And then Trevor seen he saw like someone looking like down the hallway. He saw someone looking like there's a wall and sticking their head out. And then when Trevor made eye contact with them, they went like this, like brought their head back,
Nope.
like
They saw me.
weird shit.
What the heck? When I was living at my parents' house still, he basically lived there too.
Yeah.
He bought me this like life-size bear, and it was in
love
like the
those.
rocking chair. I was in the basement at the time when I was living there, and it was like in like the little rocking chair in the corner of the room. It was like the opposite corner of the room.
Yeah.
And I get up to pee at night all the time. So I got up to pee to go up the stairs, and the bear was on the stairs. And I was like, fucking Kyle. He definitely put the bear on the stairs to mess with me. What an asshole, you know?
Little bitch.
So the
Fucking-
next morning, I was
fucking
like,
with me.
why? Yeah, I was like, why would you do that? And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, why would you
Like,
put
stop
the bear?
gaslighting me.
Yeah, I was like, why would you do that? I don't understand. I was so mad. And he was like, Ashley, I did not do that. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what do you mean? And then like a week later, too, the light bulb in the ceiling just like fell, like onto the ground, just randomly fell out. It was so weird. We had weird stuff happen
Just
in the house.
while
too.
you're sleeping, just
It didn't. We were just sitting there watching TV, and it was just like all of a sudden the light bulb just
that's that
fell.
shit in the
It
ghost
wants
movie where
attention.
it shows you guys watching TV, and then it's just a close up of the light just spinning.
Just
slowly.
spinning.
No creaks, nothing.
It was so weird. And then he like put it back in, and it like fully worked, and it was fine. He was like, I don't know how that even fell. He was like, I don't understand.
I just feel like
I feel like that would
want
take
attention.
I feel like that would take a significant amount of energy to do.
Yeah.
To like move that bear, right? And the light,
To
everything.
twist the light bulb out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I was like I think I was in high school, I was upstairs at the time in my house. My mom was like, Ashley, why'd you get up in the middle of the night, turn on your light, go into the kitchen and turn on that light, and then go back to bed? And I was like, what are you talking about? I never got up at night. And she goes, oh, well, both the lights were on for some reason. And I saw someone go down and back up. And I was like,
She saw someone.
and
Oh,
I
no.
guess what we found out was someone actually died in my room where I was staying at the time.
That's awful. Well, I
Yeah.
know my grandfather Bob. He sleepwalks, like legit. Like
That
like,
shit creeps me out.
Dude,
Yeah.
he like me and my grandmother have gone downstairs in the morning. Because this is what he does. He when we'd stay at the lake house, he would go downstairs, and he'd try to make mac and cheese, but he'd be completely unconscious. We've caught him, just like mac and cheese, no water, like just and we go to and then he just and then goes pee.
It's like Step Brothers. It's like Step Brothers.
Literally exactly like that. And like I've
Jesus.
woken up in the morning and been like, because I didn't know about it. I came downstairs and I saw fucking Kraft mac and cheese fucking everywhere.
And there's like pillows in
And
the
I'm
oven.
like, what happened? And my grandmother's like, your grandfather, don't tell anyone, but your grandfather sleepwalks. And I was like, what?
That's just scary.
I was like, what do you mean? She's like, he comes down and he makes food. I'm like, so he gets hungry in the middle of the night. And she's like, no.
Oh,
no,
dude.
he's not there. It's like not him.
That's just good. There's people who've like get in their cars, driven places, and came back and went back to sleep.
Yeah,
Because like
that's
their,
weird.
their brain is still functioning fully.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just not conscious.
Yeah.
I
My
do.
boyfriend will talk in his sleep, and that creeps me out.
I've talked to my sleep.
Yeah, I don't like
I got caught one time, and someone saw me, and I was going like this. And I was like, "Stop the wheel! Stop the wheel!" My grandmother woke me up like, "Wake up!"
When
What
I
do
was
what wheel?
when I was younger, I used to have night terrors a lot.
Oh,
And-
Jesus.
Poor baby.
My mom thought I was possessed. She literally thought I was possessed because
would
she
you
wouldn't
do?
be able to. She wouldn't.
I can picture
literally
your mom's
would.
reaction,
So I was
too.
young. I was young. I was probably like 6 or 7, and I would run around the house.
Oh,
And I
God,
would like,
feel
there was at one
possessed.
point I would like stand over their bed and just stay there, not say anything.
Oh, fuck
they're,
that.
They're literally they were
Absolutely
literally
not.
talking to
Yeah.
me. They were talking to me,
No.
and I didn't hear anything. I didn't like. I was just.
if you were my child.
Josh absolutely
Right to the
was
adoption
possessed.
agency.
Yeah, adoption.
There were so many, and that used to be a big thing for me when I was
Did
younger.
it
I used to
stop
have a
after
lot.
we became friends?
Oh yeah, of course, because you solve everything.
No, I was gonna say like maybe
Um,
like last time, maybe you were possessed, and then it just like
Wait, what's
Maybe.
your mom's name?
Donna.
What if you just said that, Pep? Josh, what are you doing? You don't have much time, Donna.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there.
We're coming.
That
You
was a
just walk back.
significant chunk of my childhood. Was having night terrors, like
Jesus
a
Christ.
lot.
That shit's scary.
Yeah, it was wild, and they didn't know what to do. Like they,
And what were your experiences?
because
like
you
being
can't really
unconscious?
like wake someone up mid like night terror. It's like you can't really do that.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
And you'd be
So-
like, would you be like screaming at some?
Oh
time?
yeah, like oh yeah,
like
The top of
bloody.
your-
Are you like
Yeah.
eyes open and shit?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'd literally be running around the house doing crazy shit.
Oh my god.
Like I'm not even joking. They thought I was like possessed.
Maybe you're lying and you are a demon.
Ooh.
That's
And
why
that's
you
why
can't
you haven't
sense
had
Don't let this demon
experiences.
gaslight you.
Maybe that's how we became friends.
Birds of a feather.
Demons just linked up. Well,
Just get Titus.
we're
It's not a demon.
What did you
name.
say?
Good Titus.
Good Titus?
It's like a
you.
Greek.
Get out of here with that shit.
have you or loved one been diagnosed with hepatitis? We're coming towards that end because we're coming at the end of the time crunch. But
Fucking good Titus.
Ashley, if you have any other things you can think of, any other crazy anything recently?
Recently, like literally just like even yesterday or last week, we keep thinking that like either like he's home or I'm home or something, like we hear each other's voices
Oh fuck no!
and we're not there, or like he thinks that I'm like right next to him but I'm upstairs and I didn't say a word, and he like that's been happening to us a lot. Like the other day I was like on the couch and he was upstairs and I thought something bad happened to him because I heard him like I thought something happened, and I was like, are you okay? I started like panicking, like my heart was racing. I started going to go upstairs and he goes, I'm fine, what's wrong? And I was like, no, I heard you, like you were in distress, like you needed help. Like that literally just happened like maybe last week.
I think that's the most
I'm the kind
terrifying.
of asshole that would hide walkie-talkies in the wall. Just
Yeah, right.
hello.
No, I think that's the scariest ones.
I mean,
No.
like with your luck, you'd forget to turn on the other walkie-talkie.
Yeah,
and you're, like talking to
No,
an
just by
empty
himself.
void.
We like start fighting though because we're
Because now I
like,
just have a
no,
walkie-talkie
you
in
said
my
that, and he's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, no, I heard you say that, and
Yeah.
he's like, no, I didn't.
That's
Trying to sow
the
chaos.
mimicking of the disembodied voice. That's just the creepy shit.
Yeah,
Where you hear like Ashley, and you hear like his voice.
yeah, and it's
he's
his
just not
voice or vice
That's the
versa.
fuck. Because
Sometimes-
that sounds like something's like
I hear-
listening.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
I hear
mean?
like my name be called, and there'll be like nobody else in the room. But I'm just like, I think that's just my brain, because I like if I'm alone in a room, my brain's just kind of going. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I just kind of play it off to that. Usually.
Yeah, but the amount of stuff that's happened to her, like,
No, I know. I'm saying, but like, what if it's not that?
yeah,
It
yeah.
probably isn't. You know?
She is full on no, like she's like, no, it is. Like, do it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so skeptical. I hate it.
I know.
a
I'm
see
so
to believe
open
guy.
to
That's
that
okay though
type
to
of
be
thing.
skeptical. It makes it better when something
when
does
when you
happen.
Yeah.
Like,
when you get that real experience, it makes it all the more like
yeah.
oh, I'm special. Choose me.
Okay.
True.
But like those like I don't know, just disembodied that stuff creeps me out. Or you hear like the
mimicking of the voices, that's wild.
that's because
that's
what would
very-
scare me if it's like if you're like
That's
if
Wendigo
you're chilling
shit.
with your, I know if you're chilling with your like significant other, whatever, and you hear them call you, and you go to walk over to them, and then your partner's in the other room, they're like, that wasn't me. And if like they heard that shit too,
Yeah.
like that shit would be fucking.
Oh, if they
Bro.
both heard it,
yeah,
Bro, like what if you're sitting?
You're like, wait, that was my voice.
yeah, like, I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I reckon,
If that happens, we're moving.
yeah, like, nope, it's mimicking us.
I swear, wherever I go, it like follows me almost. Like I feel like wherever I go, I have an experience.
So I wonder if. I wonder
don't know
if
if
it's
there's-
actually following you, or if it's.
If I
I think
pick up on
she's
it.
just picking up.
I
on
think you just
everywhere she
pick it up.
Well, I don't know,
'Cause I think
something weird
It's probably
too.
ghosts everywhere.
Yeah.
He thinks it's weird that I'm super drawn to cemeteries.
Really.
Very,
this
very drawn to
motherfucker
them.
all
I
the
want to
time
go
he
to
used to go.
them. I love old cemeteries, especially like
Yeah.
if they're like the 18
like
type
the Civil
hundreds.
War shit.
Yeah, like those ones. I'm super drawn to them, and I want to go into the cemetery and like read their tombstones and like that type of stuff. I feel like their
There's probably a
energy
couple
almost.
Pokemon Go stops.
It's weird. Yeah.
What are you
shut
on
up.
tonight, bro?
Shut up. Seriously.
Me and Josh, when Pokemon Go first came out, we would go. There was a cemetery, and they had like, we'd go to one down by the lake.
It was almost in like poor taste because the ghost Pokemon would be in the cemetery.
Oh no!
Oh my
It's
yeah,
like
it'd be
poor
like
taste.
ghastly and shit. But like there'd be like a memorial or a monument. And it's like a town landmark, and so all the like town landmarks get marked as like Pokestops that you can go and spin the thing and get the stuff. And so we'd go to cemeteries. There was one time where Liz took a photo of me. Or took a video of me on Snapchat, and I'm like, like in the middle of a cemetery. She's just sitting in the
No.
car, zoomed in on me, and she goes like, "This motherfucker's trying to catch Pokemon."
Trying to fucking catch a ghastly in the
And I
cemetery.
looked so bad. My hair was really bad. I was just like full on no neck. Like it's a bad angle, and I'm just like,
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I
Awful.
wonder if it's like, almost like a spiritual antenna, and you're just like picking shit up.
Like a beacon.
yeah, there's
almost.
probably ghosts everywhere and spirits everywhere, and then like wherever you go because
Yeah.
you're sensitive.
They can
you
like sense that I'm sensitive
I
to
think
it.
they can sense that you can see them or you can hear them,
Yeah.
so they're like drawn to you. Like everyone else
I
ignores
feel like
them.
energy in general, I'm super sensitive to. Like, I'm very good at reading even people's energy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very good, intuitive with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I probably pick up with that with like.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's like
Absolutely.
you just give
I-
off this like frequency.
I always
and
had a
pick up
theory-
on that and shit.
when we
Yeah.
talk about like that like vibration, like being on that same wavelength as the spirits and stuff, like maybe because I had a theory that like maybe they don't try to pick on you. They're always trying to reach out and cry out, but they can't do anything unless they have a link with somebody who's
Yeah.
on that same wavelength. Like they can't come into the real world, into
Yeah.
this plane without having that. So maybe they're always trying to be like, fucking hey!
Yeah.
Light bulbs,
And then they-
doors.
and
And
then
then when you show up, they're like, finally.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
finally get something across. Like,
I
hey,
wish I could like
Interpret
get
or
more
something?
into it. Like I really do. Like me and my cousin say that we're like, I wish we could like we know that we're more sensitive to it. So kind of like more like unravel that type thing.
Yeah.
But we're also scared to do that because once you open, if
Well,
you open
that
something
can of
for
worms
good,
is
you can
open.
also
Yeah.
open stuff for bad.
Once you
And-
open that door, it's like
Yeah,
it's like
I
a
don't-
teardown.
at that
Uh,
point, you literally have to choose to follow the path of like, okay, now I have to become a medium.
Yeah.
Because like
Or
now I
whatever.
have to
I
know
also
all
just,
the
like,
do's
don't
and
want
don'ts.
the dark stuff, and I know what comes with the good. There is bad, and
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't know
yin
if
and
I
yang.
want that.
There's a balance.
Yeah.
So
So you gotta learn. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta follow that path. Learn how to fight the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Become like those.
It's,
Who
Yeah,
are
it's
the
like a
people from the
commitment.
it's
Conjuring?
a
So
huge
it's like-
commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for it.
like, I'm just trying to live my
Ed and
life.
Lorraine
Yeah.
Warren.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just trying to
saying.
chill.
Yeah. Like the
Oh no,
Warrens.
dude! The Warrens are frauds.
Who?
Ed and
Warrens?
Lorraine Warren.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're frauds.
How? Why?
Ed Warren was like a pedophile and like she could cover for him. They're frauds. They're scammers.
Is
I
that-
feel like
I'm
this
sorry.
is a hot take.
I
No,
feel like
no,
this
no.
is a very hot take.
No,
I've
no.
heard
All right.
nothing about this.
Next podcast, I'll show you all the stuff. I found
Okay.
out and I'm very sad.
Okay.
On what, the Onion?
Well, I mean, they basically. I mean,
Your face when he just said that.
I mean, you would want to.
You go,
I mean, they just came out with that show, 28 Days Haunted, based on their findings.
Their life, yeah.
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 It's a hard pill to swallow.
Honestly, though,
red pill, blue pill. Which one do you want to take? Like,
Have you watched 28 Days Haunted or started
No, I want to, though.
I just started it. The people on there are very good, the mediums that are on there and stuff, because they go into it not knowing one thing about the place or anything, and they're pulling out names and stuff that's happened in the house, and they have no idea. They're the real deal.
I believe those people exist. I've just heard a lot.
I'm interested to hear this Ed and
I've
Lorraine
heard
Warren
a
thing.
lot of incriminating things with them.
Yeah, but
I know, I'm
like,
actually
like
like,
she said, you can have the good and the bad.
No,
John.
no. All right.
That's for another time. That's for another time.
That's also a hot
But
take.
yeah, unfortunately, we have to cut this one.
It was a good one. Good episode.
Yeah.
No, this was good.
Yeah.
I wasn't too much. That was close.
Surprisingly.
That was close. I walked the line. That's a fine line. I walked it. I maybe went like whoa on one side.
Yeah,
it's
no, he
fine.
was tiptoeing.
He was like
He
was like a
tight
dog on
roping.
a loose leash. He was like, let me just get out.
He was tight roping.
I saw a duck once and I got tight for a second and then I let go. I was like, all right. I didn't rip the leash out the hand though.
No, you didn't. You didn't. So I'm proud of you. But Ashley, if there's any if you want to drop any tags, Instagram, whatever, or you don't have to.
You don't have to if you want to shout out your favorite
Any plugs?
charity, any movies or shit. that you like
Your
that you want
favorite
people to see.
charity. Want to drop
You know,
any plugs?
KARS,
Or,
Cars for Kids.
yeah. It's just the tough questions. Ashley, what have you done for the community?
It's like those questions. They're like, what do you want for the world? And they're like, world peace.
Just like, oh, if you could do one thing for the planet, what would you do? It's just, I'd solve world hunger. If you had a raisinette, how far could you throw it?
Just a random ass question.
Just a random ass question.
I actually saw a really good one real quick. They were like, if you had to commit one crime, like once you commit it, it can never be committed again in the world. Like, what crime would you commit? And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
You got to think of the worst thing and bite the bullet.
No. A guy had a good one. I think it's called perjury.
Yeah.
When you lie in court.
Yeah.
So he said, I would lie in court so the rest of the world could never lie in court again. I was like, that is a genius answer.
That's great.
That's really
That's
good.
Court
great.
would be trusted solid. Did you do it? Yes. Book him. Did you do it? Yes. Fuck.
Tag him and bag
Guilty.
him.
Tag him and bag him. But
That's a really
this
good
has been a very interesting episode of Locker Room Talk.
Different
Yeah, this is a
layout.
good one.
Actually,
for sure.
you're our first guest.
Yeah.
Our first
Thank you for having me.
guest out the circle.
Josh was technically our first guest.
He kind of just like
I
He
thought
just
he was
stuck
with
around.
you guys. Isn't he?
Not originally.
he was our originally he was our first guest, and then he did 3 episodes, and he's like,
We're
I'm
like,
like,
why
hey,
don't you
Josh,
just
you
come
should
on?
join.
You
And
should
Josh
just
is
come
like,
on.
all right, I'm
Okay.
gonna join the team. He was like fully invested. Now we're doing like videos and all
Yeah,
this
so the
stuff.
first few
Yes.
episodes you'll see with Josh in it, they'll be like, we have our first very, very special guest. And then the,
No, you have to cut
the
those
third or
because it's part
fourth
of your
episode,
group.
he's just like, and our third co-host, Josh.
But to be fair, the very famous podcast, Last Podcast on the Left, which is fantastic, by the way.
yeah,
I do like them.
Henry Zembrowski, the best part of the podcast, was a guest for a month, and then he's been on ever since.
Yeah, they just kept like having him on because they like the energy.
Yeah.
we could have
I just like looking at it.
Josh could be the unofficial host / guest.
Yeah, we
Just
asked
every
Josh
episode.
because John likes
You should
Josh's
introduce him as a
commentary
guest
and
every
imagery, and
time.
I
Yeah,
like
we
looking
should.
at him.
So I want to thank our
That
2
sweet
guests,
mustache.
Josh Evans.
That's why Josh has to hold his mic.
I didn't mind this.
I actually like that. I'm gonna buy a second one.
I know you
so
get
we
to
can
show off those fucking forearms. Fuck it. Give it a flex.
Okay, we're gonna
All right,
move
I think
on.
we'll wrap it up from here. Thank you guys for listening. Ashley, if you have any plugs or anything, good to go. All right. Well,
I got no plug.
this has been a spooky.
I don't either, so it's fine.
I got plenty. I'm dropping new merch on the 25th.
New album coming out.
New album coming out. Go to
I don't need 'em
baseculture.com / huh?
I don't need plugs quite yet, but it's getting there.
We're just gonna keep going.
All right,
That was, see, he doesn't. That was right over. He didn't even get it.
No, we got it. We just choose to ignore it.
I don't
So
think John got it.
You think I got what?
The plug.
John Gotti?
What? No, the plugs joke I did.
All right, this has been a spooky episode of Locker Room Talk. My name is Ben.
Tommy.
So real quick, he refuses to use his government name. Fine.
Because I have a job where my identity is used, and if this is tied to it, it could potentially ruin business for me.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
But so he decided to go with the name Tommy.
I had a different name, but they kept calling me the wrong thing, and they kept calling me Tommy Two Tones. So
I don't
that's it
think
now.
I know your real name, so.
You don't need to. It's fine. That's gonna be the handle.
I thought your name was Tommy there.
It is. It is here. You'll find out in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, all right. Well, this has been our locker room talk. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah.
This is Josh. You keep never letting him do an intro or an outro.
I
Yeah,
started with them. I said,
Yeah,
thank you, our special guest.
Yeah. He did include me. He did
You're right.
include me.
You're right. You're right. Josh, do you have any plugs?
No.
All right.
All right.
Woo! It's always a wreck whenever we end an episode.
Oh, no, we ended in a special way. So, bro, do you have any, oh, fuck, I said his name. So,
Tommy.
Tommy, do you have any?
I already forgot his name.
It's
I
very
still didn't hear it.
it's very forgettable.
Hey, Jim, you got
Bobby Thomas, do you have any special words of wisdom you want to end the podcast on?
Yeah, if you find yourself, in a situation that you don't